Silkworm seed, which forms the basic foundation and backbone of sericulture industry, plays a decisive role in the production of silk. The two most cherished objectives of seed production are production of quality seed and attainment of self-sufficiency. The quality seed is often defined as entirely free from diseases, having more number of viable eggs and assuring stable cocoon crop. The crop performance and success of the silkworm cocoon crop depend on the quality of the mulberry leaf, environmental conditions and silkworm seed, besides adoption of various technologies for seed production, including preservation and incubation of eggs. Production of superior quality and timely supply of required quantity of disease-free silkworm eggs prepared on systematic and scientific lines to the sericulture farmers is one of the prerequisites of silkworm cocoon production. Preparation for egg laying is an intense and tedious job, and every arrangement should be made well in advance to avoid any confusion, error or hindrance during preparation of laying. The grainage building along with equipments should be disinfected before initiation of grainage operations. The grainage house must be composed of rooms for seed cocoon preservation, egg laying and preservation. The rooms for emergence of moths, mating, egg laying and preservation of silkworm eggs should be equipped with air conditioning devices to regulate temperature, relative humidity and ventilation. The room should be uniformly bright during daytime and dark during night. Strong light and wind should be avoided. The perforated cotton cloth or paper for covering the cocoons, the trays for mating and egg laying should be cleaned and disinfected before use. All the materials should be in sufficient number or quantity which must correspond with the highest rate of daily emergence. The cocoon preservation and oviposition rooms should be provided with a temperature of 25 plus or minus 1 degree centigrade and relative humidity of 75 plus or minus 5%. The healthy moths are allowed for pairing for 3 to 4 hours duration, and then moths are depaired and used for egg laying. At the grainages, the eggs are collected with the aim of producing eggs which can be used to produce seed cocoons of parent race or breed and heterozygotic hybrids for commercial rearing. The process of egg collection in these two methods is completely different. In the case of collection of eggs meant for utilizing eggs for parent race or breed, each and every moth is strictly treated to prevent transovarian transmission of perebrine infection. In case of commercial rearing meant for producing reeling cocoons, mass mother moth examination is carried out. The methods of silkworm egg preparation can be studied under 4 subheadings, and they are as follows. Number 1, segregated method of egg preparation. Number 2, mixed method of egg preparation. Number 3, industrial method of egg preparation, and number 4, biological method of egg preparation. The segregated egg laying method is performed in production of grandparent eggs of F1 hybrids and of parent race, where every moth is tested for perebrine disease. Segregated egg laying method is subdivided into 2 groups, namely pasture method and cellular method. The first one is pasture method. This method is adopted for the production of parental silkworm strains and grandparent silkworms of F1 hybrids. In this method, one thick sheet of egg laying paper of size 32 centimeter by 18 centimeter is divided into 28 partitions. In each partition, one moth is allowed to lay eggs. Enough space is provided between two egg-laying moths with the help of cellule or rings to prevent the mixing. After oviposition, the moths are transferred to another moth box with the same number of partitions labeled with their serial numbers for microscopic examination. Advantages: convenient for individual mother moth examination, less expensive compared to cellular method, and convenient to eliminate inferior laying. Disadvantages: requires large quantities of thick sheet of papers and more laborious. Second one is cellular method. This method was also devised by Pasteur in France with the idea of avoiding pebrine infection and hence belongs to a segregated egg laying. In this method, small cellular bags of thin cloth or paraffin paper perforated with small holes in which female moths are allowed to lay eggs individually are used. Female moth after copulation is kept in this bag individually and tied. After oviposition, the moths are subjected for microscopic examination. Advantages: number of eggs laid is more as moths are left free for egg laying, and perfect microscopic examination of female moths as moths are tied individually to the bag. Disadvantages: more laborious as the moths are tied individually to the bag for egg laying, and more expensive and requires lot of space. This is also known as collective moth egg collection method, adopted for production of commercial F1 hybrid eggs, and this method is subdivided into two groups, namely sheet or flat card method and loose formed method. First one is sheet or flat card method. In this method, certain number of moths is permitted to lay eggs in a definite area on a sheet of kraft paper. Generally, the egg laying area is about 400 centimeter square, but somewhat different in moth number for laying eggs according to breeds, egg laying capacity of moths, productive seasons, rearing environment, quality of seed cocoons, etc. The principle is that the area is full and flat without overlapping eggs. After oviposition, the moths are collected for individual or sample or mass mother moth examination. Advantages: simple, convenient and labor saving, popular for collecting eggs to be diverted either for seed crop or commercial rearing. Disadvantages: convenient for washing, disinfection, incubation and brushing of newly hatched larvae, practiced generally in places where pebrine is not prevalent. Second one is loose formed method. Commercially, silkworm eggs are produced either on paper or as loose egg grains, whereas reproductive eggs are generally prepared on paper cards. The concept of loose egg production and distribution is well practiced in countries like China, Japan, Brazil and Thailand, where the industrial eggs are produced as loose eggs and are extensively popular. This method is also practiced in India for preparation of eggs required for commercial cocoon production. Methodology followed for loose egg production. First step is preparation of starched sheets. Kraft sheets for loose egg production have to be prepared well in advance at the beginning of production. Steps involved in preparation of starch coated sheets are as follows. selection of ordinary kraft sheets of 110 GSM with brown color. Cut the sheets into required size of 90 by 60 centimeter. Use starch or maida powder for preparation of paste to coat one side of the kraft paper. Mix 100 grams of starch or maida powder in 1 liter of water and stir well. Boil 3 liters of water and at boiling point add the mixture and stir it well to make it a thin paste. That is, 4 liters of paste is sufficient for 140 to 150 sheets on one side. Add talcum powder, that is 10 gram, to the paste as it gives smoother finish to the sheets, and boric acid, that is 5 gram, to prevent mold attack on the starched sheets. Allow the paste to cool at room temperature. Kraft paper should be spread and coated uniformly in a thin layer. Cover the entire area of the paper uniformly with prepared starch or maida paste by using foam pad and dry in shade. After the paste coated on the sheets are dried. Collect the dried paste coated sheets and spread on a platform. Put weight on it for proper stretching and mark coated sheets for identity. To keep in pace with the enormous quantity of loose egg production, which runs to several million disease-free layings, starched sheets are prepared using a specially designed roller drum. The unit comprises of 2 wooden roller drums fitted closely and mounted on a stand. Second step is oviposition. Spread the starched sheet in the oviposition tray so as to cover the entire floor surface besides 4 sides of the frame. After emergence, allow mating in separate trays, and after depairing, broadcast the decoupled female mass uniformly at the rate of 40 to 50 in case of bivoltines and 50 to 60 in case of multivoltines per square feet into the trays for oviposition. No cellulose are required, and thus the mass depositing eggs incidentally on the cellulose are avoided. Keep the trays inside the oviposition room under dark condition and maintain optimum temperature and relative humidity conditions for best recovery both in terms of quality and quantity. Third step is collection of loose eggs. Conduct mother moth examination as per the standard procedure. Soak the disease-free egg sheets in water for 20 to 30 minutes so as to dissolve the starch or gum. Make ready the egg washing tray or collection unit by connecting to water source. Tie a nylon bag at the outlet for collection of eggs. Spread the egg sheet on the egg washing tray and release water. Gently dislodge the eggs with hand, and the eggs easily get dislodged and are collected into the nylon bag. Fourth step is removal of starch or gum. It is essential to remove the starch coated on the eggs incidentally during the collection process. Prepare 0.3 to 0.5% bleaching powder solution. Take 3 to 5 gram of bleaching powder, which is having a minimum 30% active chlorine, in a nylon bag and dissolve the bleaching powder by dipping in the bag in 1 liter of water. Please note that higher concentration of bleaching powder solution is detrimental as it has ovicidal effect on silkworm eggs. Release the eggs into the bleaching powder solution and wash for 10 to 15 minutes, and the loose eggs are washed with 2% formalin solution for 10 minutes and once again with fresh water. Fifth step is shade drying of eggs. Collect the eggs into nylon bags. Gently squeeze out the water. release the eggs on the platform of the drying unit. Switch on the fan and spread the eggs in thin layers. Sixth step is acid treatment of hibernating eggs. Collect the eggs into nylon bags and tie them well. Dip the bag into hydrochloric acid as per the standard procedure for the stipulated period. After the treatment, take out the bag from the acid and wash thoroughly in running water for 20 to 30 minutes to remove the traces of acid and shade dry the eggs. Seventh step is winnowing of eggs. For elimination of the lighter eggs, feed the eggs into the hopper of the winnowing unit and switch on the fan and discard the lighter eggs which are blown away and collect the good eggs in a tray. Eighth step is packing of eggs. Weigh 1 gram of eggs on the electronic top loading balance and count the number of eggs. Calculate the weight of eggs to be packed by dividing 20,000 by number of eggs per gram. For example, number of eggs per gram is 1700, then 20,000 divided by 1700 is equal to 11.76, that is pack 12 gram of eggs per box, which is equal to 50 disease free layings. Packing should be done on the same day when counting of eggs is carried out, otherwise it would give variations in egg number. Take the loose egg box and insert a funnel into the opening of the box. Weigh the requisite quantity of as calculated and pour the eggs through the funnel into the box. Seal the opening with a sticker and affix an index slip on the box indicating the details like name of the grainage, lot number, race, quantity, laid on date, released on date and probable date of hatching. Advantages: supply of quality eggs with higher hatchability and cocoon productivity as it facilitates elimination of unfertilized, dead, poor quality and defective eggs. Supply of uniform and assured quantity of eggs independent of race, season, region, source of its production. The egg recovery could be substantially increased as the healthy egg laying with low fecundity is also collected. Surface sterilization of eggs is performed effectively and completely as entire surface area of egg is available for sterilization. Eggs are supplied in standard unit by weight. Distribution is considered more perfect with each and every indenter has equal number of eggs for same disease free layings. Evaluation or comparison between different races and seasons on the performance of characters is more accurate and scientific as there is uniformity in distribution of eggs. Disadvantages: this method cannot be advocated for reproductive egg production. Techniques for separation of unfertilized eggs are not accurate. The egg production process is more laborious and time consuming if performed in smaller quantities. Calculation of hatching percentage is difficult and not accurate. Minimum unit handled in each case is 50 disease free layings. Farmers have to inevitably take the eggs in multiples of 50 disease free layings irrespective of their rearing capacity, which sometimes leads shortage of leaf at the later stage of rearing. Surface sterilization of eggs, though carried out at the time of production, cannot be repeated at chalky rearing centers before incubation. Differences between sheet and loose egg preparation methods. In sheet egg preparation, ordinary kraft paper without starch coating is used for egg laying, while in loose egg preparation, ordinary kraft sheet coated with starch is used for egg laying. In sheet egg preparation, kraft sheet used for egg laying measures 20 by 20 centimeter in size, whereas in loose egg preparation, starch coated kraft sheet used for egg laying measures 90 by 90 centimeter in size. In sheet egg preparation, On each sheet, 20 moths are left to lay eggs, but in loose egg preparation, on each sheet, 250 to 300 moths are left to lay eggs. In sheet egg preparation, cellules are placed over the moths to restrict the egg laying area. On the other hand, in loose egg preparation, cellules are not used, but moths are spread uniformly on the sheet. In sheet egg preparation, eggs are supplied in sheets after surface sterilization and acid treatment of hibernating eggs. In loose egg preparation, eggs laid on sheets are loosened, surface sterilized, acid treated for hibernating eggs, packed in loose egg boxes and supplied. Sheet egg preparation is followed for P3, P2 and P1 seed production and also for F1 commercial seed production, whereas loose egg preparation is followed only for F1 commercial seed production. In this method, 50 to 100 seed cocoons from the lot is selected and preserved at a temperature of 30 degrees centigrade and 70% relative humidity. The moths are examined for pebrine disease. If pebrine is not noticed, the moths are allowed for pairing, depairing and to lay eggs on cord in groups. In this case, the moths are not subjected further to microscopic examination. Advantages: simple and requires less equipment and labor saving and thus reducing cost of production of laying. Disadvantages: this method can be practiced only in areas where pebrine is not prevalent and it is less popular as diseased laying may be passed to the rearers. This method was invented by Professor E.F. Povakov. As soon as larvae start pupating, they are subjected to high temperature of 33.8 degrees centigrade in a special compartment for 16 hours a day at 55 to 65% relative humidity. As soon as the moths emerge, they are allowed for pairing, depairing and are allowed to lay eggs. Advantages: as the pupae are subjected to high temperature, which reduces the chances of pebrine by activating phagocytes in the body of pupae. The moths are not subjected for microscopic examination, hence saves labor and reduces cost of production of eggs. Disadvantages: high mortality of eggs and increased occurrence of defective moths due to exposure of pupae at temperature. More number of unfertilized eggs are produced. Though silkworm eggs can be prepared by adopting different methods, sheet or flat cord method is practiced for reproductive egg preparation, while loose egg preparation is most popular in commercial granages for preparation of hybrid eggs meant for silk cocoon production.